it's not about the job you do. It's about how you are when you're doing the job. And then probably about 20 years ago, I had this, I don't know, watershed awakening. I don't know what it was actually when I think about it, but I went to a 1 week leadership program. And I went to one that was conducted by a firm at the time I was employed by, but I attended this institute as a participant. And it was a rigorous 1 week program, great learning experience. And at the end of the week, after they began the week by giving us, all the participants, a series of different types of assessments and tests. A couple of simple examples. One is something called the DISC behavioral assessment, DISC, a very widely used, very good assessment tool. We did a Myers-Briggs, which is another one, and we did something called the Highland Battery, which was a series of different tests that measured different levels of ability or interest in a variety of skills and competence areas. So it was a whole bunch of really good information. And the last thing they did at the end of the week is that you met with a coach. And so I'm a participant. I walk into one of the conference room. The coach comes in and greets me, shakes my hand, said some very nice things to me just as a greeting. And then we sit down, and he sits across the table from me. He says, "So, Dennis, let me ask you, if you could do anything that you wanted to do, and just don't think about it too much, just give me an answer. What would you do?" And I answered without any hesitation whatsoever: game show host.
That would be amazing. That's
Game
such a
show
great
host.
that's such a great answer.
I was waiting for you to respond. You could have laughed. That was a laugh opportunity there,
No,
Daniel.
I want to be a game show host too.
Oh,
I
okay. Well,
agree.
then you have a better chance. So you got a bunch more years to try to get the gig. But that's what I said, and that really speaks, volumes to what I am today, which is a guy that carries a message, does it in a way that people in some cases are intrigued by. As I say in my different verbiage, I talk about informing, educating, motivating, and maybe inspiring people about the value and importance of soft skills. Because I believe for the last 20 years, as I've been carrying this message that ultimately took me to that place back in 2019 when I wrote my book. But I know increasingly, and to this day, my opinion about this hasn't changed, and that is, and I found a variety of ways to express it. And the most recent way I express it is to say that it's not about the job you do. It's about how you are when you're doing the job. And that hints very heavily towards the fact that you could be the best at something in a technical, administrative, operational sense, but if you can't communicate with people, if you can't recognize the importance of the people that you work for, that you work with, and most importantly, at the end of the day, if you're in a business that intends to generate revenue and produce a profit by being successful in serving their clients, if you don't have clients, you don't have business. And what's common to all that, it's about two human beings learning about each other, and over a period of time developing a mutual sense of trust, which doesn't happen instantaneously. Anybody that says that you can look somebody in the eye and say, I can already tell, Daniel, that I can trust you. They're being silly or foolish or something else, but they're not being sensible about the reality.
I'm miscommunicating. I just made a pilot, then they threw me on the stations. Now I'm not complaining, my thoughts get complicated, I cannot explain in lameness. Never losing focus because I ain't chasing payments. Still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50